So the whole main purpose of a narcissist and their tactics is for control. It's all for control. Control is not love, just so you know. It's just control. You're a placeholder and they are doing all they can to control you. And I think, maybe they're bored. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm not really that person. But maybe they're bored. Maybe their whole life is about fear. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But this is what happens. During the devaluation phase, when you're past the idealization phase, they've decided that you are not that person on the pedestal, that they put you up there, that you're not the perfect person. So now they've got to start controlling you so that you become the perfect person. Because how dare you let them down and not be perfect? How dare you? But during that phase, the devaluation phase, after the honeymoon phase, right? One of the things that they use is called triangulation, and it's basically just pitting another against you. And it's like 2 against 1. That's the whole point of triangulation. Triangulation is an incredibly painful tactic. It's a big deal because what it does is it makes you feel like you are the outcast. It's a means of making you feel outcast from that group. And we know that what motivates us is feeling outcasted. Well, most of us. Some of us are like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be anyways. But that usually motivates people to make them feel like they're the odd man out. So what they do is they introduce a third party. And this doesn't mean cheating. It's just a third person is introduced into the relationship to create conflict, to shift the power dynamics, to create issues within your mental framework, to create problems for you so that you are more controllable, to create that, to back up the cognitive dissonance that you are feeling so that you can indeed become more controllable. And this can be, again, it's not necessarily bringing somebody in to cheat on you, but although that happens. Isn't that fun? But they bring in a friend, a family member, an ex-partner of theirs, even a colleague, or imagery. They can even bring in like a star on TV to triangulate you, to make you feel like you're this big. And what they do is they bring in this 2 against 1 mentality. So say you are feeling insecure about your body. They see that. They're going to start pointing out how beautiful women are on TV, or men, whatever they're into. Furthering your fall from grace, because how dare you not be perfect? So they will create this 2 against 1. Well, they're beautiful. Or you do something wrong, and all of a sudden, like their best friend is in on it, and their best friend is telling you how awful you are. Or their parent is getting involved in your relationship. To get onto you. So this is the triangulation. Or they bring in even like friends of yours. They might even bring in friends of yours in on the plot to try to get you to feel bad about yourself. Like, you shouldn't have done that. Like telling your friend, like talking about your problems in front of your friend and then being like, don't you agree? Painful manipulation tactics that you don't need to deal with. Who needs to deal with that? Nobody. Ugh. Okay, so what they want you to do, this is another thing. They'll triangulate so that you'll compete for their attention. So they'll put you in a third party situation. This is where that happens, where they're like, compete for me, compete for my love. You know, what little you get of it. Compete. Or they'll put you against their video games or their friends. It's like, compete for me, compete for my time and my love. And for people like me who are like, challenge accepted, not like that anymore. Used to be. I used to be like, sure, yeah, that works. Yeah, no. No more. No. You want me to compete for you? Bye. I am the choice, not a choice. Good luck with that. You start doing that to me, I'm out. Bye. Because I don't need that. Like, I am good enough to be the choice, not a choice. They will bring your insecurities to the surface. That's the whole point of triangulation, is to bring your insecurities to the surface. And here's the big one that they do. Triangulation is a means of isolating you from even more people. They will triangulate with another person that's important to you, and brainwash them into thinking terrible things about you, to turn them against you so that you are then even more outcast. And we don't like to be outcasts in society. And so what they will do is they will talk bad about you to another person so that they can convince you not to be loved. They can convince them not to love you. They can convince them not to support you. And that is the insidious form of triangulation, because you are outcasting a person from their needs being met, their needs of society. And this happened in my family with my brothers. And so there was always one of us that was a good, on speaking terms. And it was a good thing that me and my brothers actually liked each other. We weren't competing really for love and for that top spot, the top dog spot. It wasn't our thing. I promise I have bathed my dog and treated her and given her Benadryl and, chews and... Come here, Maisie. Come here. Are you okay? She's struggling and irritated. So basically, one of us would be the one that they would speak to, my mom would speak to. And she would say such bad things about the others. And you better believe, here's what I'm going to tell you, in that situation, they're not just talking bad about them, they're going to pull them in and talk bad about you too. So you are not the only one that they aren't talking bad about. They're talking bad about you. So and here's another tip, if you're around people who talk bad about other people to you, they're always going to be talking bad about you too. It's a habit. They just do that. So basically, good thing my brothers and I liked each other, because we kind of had each other's back. And so it was always like me trying to convince my mom that was like crazy and ridiculous. Like, those ideas that you are thinking, not real. Or your plot and plan to make this person feel like they aren't worth anything because they aren't living up to some extreme Christian standard, it's gonna fail because it's ridiculous. You cannot do that. That is not ethical or kind or loving. This is your child. This is your child. And so this was my experience. And I'm sure that it's other people's experience as well, that you're talking to these people. And it was a good thing that we kind of saw what was happening. If you don't see what's happening, you can fall for the brainwashing. And then you miss out on that opportunity. So triangulation, some tips to get past it. 1, walk away. Don't engage. It's just a control tactic. Realize where it's coming from. 2, keep an emotional distance from these people. Cut it off. 3, do low contact or no contact, okay? We did no contact, and it was all 3 of us who decided to do no contact, and that was the best thing we could have done because it was a united front. Filter or check the information that you're given about another human before you make decisions. Talk to that person. Make sure that what they're saying is real, because you can be fed a bunch of lies by somebody and then miss out. But anyway, y'all be good. I'll talk to you later. Bye.